Inhale deeply, bringing the hands together and Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Okay, inhale the arms up, stretching the arms out, retaining the breath. Exhale, folding the hands together such that they meet in front of the chest. Inhale deeply, raising up that arms. Retain the breath, bring the arms out to the side. And then exhale, folding the hands towards each other. And it's like you're moving your hands through syrup. That really effectively cues mindfulness. Extending the exhale. Inhale deeply. Retain the breath, bring the arms out to the side. Exhale. Good. Inhale, and then pivot over to your right with the upper body. Bring the arms down. Look over your right shoulder, getting a deep final twist. Retaining the breath. Exhaling, slowly coordinating the movements of twisting back to center. All right, inhale deeply, arms up. Turn over to your left. The arms come down, looking over your left shoulder, retaining the breath. Exhaling back to center. Okay, good. We're abbreviating the breathing sequence just a bit. All right, good. Okay. Now open up the eyes. Checking in with see out. Just looking, just seeing. And smiling. Having the sense of joy about the visual faculty. And notice how it's all coming together. It's all happening just by itself. Smiling. Okay, good. Sweetly closing the eyes. And then bringing your attention to the internal visual experience. Just noticing what's arising and having this sense of wonder and delight about whatever's arising. Blurs of color or nothing, stillness, absence, blank, or formed images. Regardless, having this quality of, bringing up this quality of delight, joy. And now, listening. So this is external hearing, hear out. Just listening. And then meet that with delight, joy. Oh, how wonderful. There's a kind of canonical phrase, uncaused joy. And that's what we're cultivating here. Unreasonable joy. Just listening. hearing my voice, hearing the white noise in the background, just having joy about it. And letting that go, bringing our attention to internal hearing, internal talk, here in. Whatever's arising, greet that with delight, joy, and smile. Smile with the face, smile with the body, listening to internal talk. How wonderful. Good, and letting go. And now, checking in with the body. Take a deep breath and feel the whole body all at once. Exhale, feeling the whole body all at once. Now we're going to do a quick body scan. Feel the feet and the legs. And see if you can greet whatever's arising with a smile. Take delight in what's arising. How wonderful. How wonderful. Now feeling the hips. Again, greeting that with delight. Now the attention goes to the abdomen. So there's this rising and falling of the abdomen. And how amazing. It's all taking care of itself, self-organizing. The way that it's all self-organizing, taking care of itself, induces deep rest and delight. Everything's so light and easy. Now feeling the chest rise and fall, expand and contract. See if you can feel the coolness in the lungs. How wonderful. How delightful. It's all taking care of itself. We're just bearing witness to it all. Now feel the shoulders, the arms, the hands. They're all just taking care of themselves. Deeply restful. And we're greeting it with delight. Now feel the head and the neck. How wonderful. Good. Now letting that go. Now take a deep breath and feel the whole body all at once. Exhale, feeling the whole body all at once. Now check in with the feelings, the emotional feeling. And then greet whatever's arising with a smile. There's this sense of whatever's arising now and for the rest of our lives, we'll just greet with a smile, letting it come and letting it go. There's a conformity with how things arise and pass. We can find it delightful. Okay, good. So that was kind of opening up the peripheral awareness, checking in with the body, coming into the space. And now we'll get into the formal Mudita meditation practice. The first, smile. Now think of, now this is quite important. So think back to when you experienced delight, when someone else delighted in you, when you were the kind of recipient of delight and joy. This is the seed, and we're going to grow and develop that seed in the formal practice. So, okay, you're smiling, you're seeing them, this person that showed you delight, maybe a parent or a friend, can even be like a dog. And there was just such delight. They were just delighted with your being. And you feel that, and it feels so good. And then the body relaxes, just feeling the delight itself. And then we can always come back to this seed of delight and joy. Okay, good. Now, moving on to an easy to love object. So, probably a pet or a child. And now so this is the verbiage I'm going to use. When I reflect on you, or reflecting on you fills me with joy. Reflecting on you and your goodness fills me with joy. Smiling broadly, feeling this delight, sending this delight towards them, wanting them to share in your delight. To reflect on you fills me with delight. Now, moving on, we're going to go to a mentor. Just to think of you, dear mentor, fills me with joy. You're smiling, you're feeling this bliss in the body, you're looking at them, and you're sending them love. And just marveling at them, how wonderful they are. Just to reflect on you fills me with delight. If you have mala beads, it can be helpful to use the mala beads to help stay concentrated. Or a rosary, same thing. Now we're going to go to ourselves. And I think the most effective way to do this is through the kind of whole inner child, say, call it paradigm or visualization. So you're your adult self, and then you create a child self. So now you see your child self, and already there's a big smile on your face. And your child self is smiling, and your child self is receiving this love, receiving this joy, receiving this delight, and you are delighted. Just to look at you, just to consider you, fills me with delight, fills me with joy. Just to think about your being fills me with delight. There's a connection. You're looking into your child version eyes. You're both smiling, and there's a quality of attunement and connection and love. And you just feel the delight. And now dropping that, now moving on to a loved one. So think of a loved one, and now smile broadly. And you see them smiling, and to look at them brings delight. Oh, just to look at you, just to consider you, fills me with joy, fills me with delight. And now we're going to do go to a neutral party. So it's like the postman, the clerk, the teller, somebody that you don't know very well. So now you know your person. I always think of my postman, Jaime, when I lived in Miami. I'm thinking of the postman or whoever. Oh, just to look at you, just to consider you, fills me with delight, fills me with joy. Now we're going to move on to the enemy. Okay, first you're smiling and you feel joy, love, delight, wellness in your body. And then you see them. And let's get clear. What you're taking delight in is in their beingness. They did something bad to you or trigger you in some way. You're not, let's say, delighted about that. No, you would have compassion towards yourself about that. Maybe compassion towards them. But what you're taking delight in is their very beingness. They are a manifestation of life itself. And then to consider life itself fills us with joy. So to consider our enemy, oh enemy, to even think of you fills me with joy, fills me with delight. Just to see you there fills me with joy and delight. And you see a sweet, beneficent smile on their face. And you're smiling, and there's a quality of connection and attunement and delight. Okay, good. Now we're going to move on to the geographic version. We'll start with ourselves. May I have joy and the cause of joy. May all the beings in this building have joy and the cause of joy. We're smiling and we're feeling. We're doing feel in and feel out. We feel it in the body and we feel it emotionally. All this joy. And we're seeing in. We're seeing the beings in the building. And all of it is reinforcing the same message. Joy, love, happiness, bliss. Now may all beings in this city have joy and the cause of joy. Now may all beings in this state or province have joy and the cause of joy. We're smiling, we're feeling it in the body. We're seeing all these beings, a multitude of beings. And they're smiling and they're experiencing joy. And we're experiencing joy because they're experiencing joy. And now, may all beings in this country have joy and the cause of joy. And now, may all beings in this continent have joy and the cause of joy. Now may all beings in this hemisphere have joy and the cause of joy. Now may all beings in the world have joy and the cause of joy. Also, this quality of boundlessness grows at each step. Boundlessness, inclusivity, and also non-duality. We don't know what is inside and what is out. And now, may all beings throughout space and time have joy and the cause of joy. Good. Now we're going to move on to this paramita or parami-based mudita practice. We're going to go through the list of the paramis. So think of someone whom you respect, whom you hold in high regard, high esteem. And so, oh so-and-so, to reflect on your dana, generosity, fills me with joy. May this quality be sustained and grow. Now moving on to sila, shila, or ethics, morality. Oh, to reflect on your good ethics fills me with joy. May these good qualities be sustained and grow. Reflecting on this quality in you fills me with joy and delight. You're smiling, you're seeing them smiling, and you're really happy for their good qualities. And you know the good consequences that will bring for them and people proximate to them. Good. And now we're going to move on to nekama, renunciation, letting go, acceptance, non-attachment. So, oh, to reflect on your renunciation, your simple living, your easily satisfied quality. That fills me with joy. I know all the benefit that creates for you and those in your proximity. Good. Now we're going to move on to wisdom, panya, prajna. Oh, to reflect on your wisdom fills me with joy. I know that you and that those in your proximity benefit greatly from your wisdom. And now on to virya, which is effort, strength, heroism, energy. Oh, to reflect on your energy, your heroism fills me with joy. I know how beneficial that is for you and for those around you. May this quality persist, be sustained, and grow. And now, onto khanti, tolerance. In Sanskrit, kshanti, forbearance, patience. To reflect on this quality of forbearance in you brings me joy. I know how much benefit comes about for you and for those in your proximity due to this good quality in you. That fills me with joy. It fills me with delight. And we're smiling, feeling it in the smile, feeling it in the body, feeling it emotionally, seeing it. We're seeing our mentor or teacher whom we respect. They're smiling, we're smiling at them. Okay, good. And now on to truthfulness, satya. Satya, trustworthiness. Oh, your trustworthiness fills me with joy. I know the good effects that your trustworthiness has for you and for those in your proximity. That fills me with joy. And now moving on to aditana, strong determination, perseverance. Your strong determination fills me with joy. I know the good fruits that have come about from this quality of yours for you and for those in your proximity. Reflecting on that fills me with joy. And now metta, loving kindness. To reflect on your loving kindness fills me with joy. I know the good consequences that your metta has produced for those in your proximity and for you yourself. Reflecting on that fills me with joy, fills me with delight. And now on to upekkha, upeksha, equanimity, the smiling impartiality, this not fighting with our sensory experience. To reflect on your equanimity fills me with joy. I know the good consequences it has had for you and for those in your proximity. Reflecting on that puts a smile on my face, brings up joy and delight for me. May this quality grow. May it persist and grow. Okay, good. We're going to wrap it up there. Now, so drop the practice, drop any technique. Now relax the body further and look at the quality of the mind. See if you can see the mind itself. Your quality of friendliness, openness, receptivity, open awareness, the natural state. Okay, good. So may this practice work through us in such a way that others benefit as well. Okay, so we have about 5 minutes. And I'll just make one other comment quickly that, so we packed in a lot there. That was a really busy meditation. But you just, however you do this is going to be fine. Like I said earlier, I was just focusing on one of the paramis and thinking of, just the generosity of the Dalai Lama and that was such value for him and value for others and all the joy that came up around it. So simplify this, make it complex, play with it, make it your own, such that you do it, because there's zero benefit to a meditation you don't do. Okay, all right, great. Questions? Also, how did that go for people?
Cedric, this is Carla.
Mm-hmm.
Everything always goes fine when it's guided.
Okay.
That's not my problem.
Okay.
And I can follow. I follow and it goes very well. And you say, see if you can see your mind. I can see it when you say that. Oh. But tomorrow on my own, I kind of have my doubts about that. Okay. So are we supposed to go like you did today through all of that? Or do we pick one? Or I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do. Sure.
This is a great question, Carla. So first off, you can listen to guided meditation. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And I already have one, I think I have one guided Mudita meditation up on my YouTube channel, which, if you just look up Cedric Reeves meditation YouTube, it'll come up. So that's one. So guided meditation is fantastic. And then just to reiterate, do the practice the way that it'll get done for you. Like something I always say is, like, what's the best exercise? It's the one you're going to do. So what was working for me earlier was I just had this list. I used to have this list memorized of all the paramis, but I don't have it memorized currently, at least the order. And so I had the list and I would just think of one, and then I would think of, again, in this case, the Dalai Lama, and then I had these mala beads, and then I would coordinate I would count one mala bead, do kind of one recitation of, oh, reflecting on your generosity fills me with joy. And then I would pair that with the breath. So inhale, exhale, and then it was done. And then I would count one mala bead, and then, oh, to reflect on your generosity fills me with joy. Oh, to reflect on your generosity fills me with joy. That worked for me. But again, you want to get creative and do whatever works for you. Yep, yep. Great question. Okay, any other questions? Okay, let's assume not. All right, so that's it. Okay, homework. 45 minutes of mudita every day, best you can. If you don't muster it, okay, but just do your best. Try to do it. I'd say keep going with the 6 acts of generosity a day. I think I assigned that earlier. And you know, it can be anything. It can be very small. It's about intention. Then what I'd say is pair up joy with your acts of generosity. So when you're doing an act of generosity, that's both a parami, and then you pair up with that mudita. So you're working on both the parami of generosity and mudita at the same time. What else? And then apart from your 6 acts of generosity where you're going to pair up mudita, also do at least six micro hits of mudita every day. So just see something to take joy in. Like right now, I'm looking out my window and there's a squirrel. And it's just sweet and it fills me with joy. That's it, something like that. So just any excuse, right? It doesn't have to be fancy. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can have, at least within 2 days, I'll have the video out and sent out to y'all. And that's all I've got. Okay, alrighty. See y'all.